long-term memory. So what is long-term memory? Let us see in the detail what is the long-term memory. Long-term memory is a main source. It is a main storage. Whatever there in your long-term memory, whatever stored in your long-term memory, that defines you. It defines your individuality. Who are you? On the basis of that, you are interacting in your environment. That is very important, and that is main resource. If I compare long-term memory with short-term memory, so in the comparison of short-term memory, the memory of long-term memory is more. Also, access time for short-term memory is very less as compared to the long-term memory. In short-term memory, you are memorizing things very less as compared to the long-term memory. But in long-term memory, you are remembering the things for the long period of time. Types of long-term memory. There are two types of long-term memory. First one is episodic memory and the second one is a semantic memory. Let us see the first types, episodic memory. What is episodic memory? In episodic memory, in your life, whatever events are there, actions are there, experiences are there that defining to your life, we are remembering them in one sequence. For example, you started your education, you completed your 10th, 12th, graduation and MS. Also with that, you learn to how to drive the car, etc. So this is the journey, okay, is nothing but events in your life. It defines your life, so it is episode in your life and it is stored in your episodic memory. Next, semantic memory. So what is semantic memory? Whatever lifelong in your life, whatever skill you have learned, whatever facts you have learned, whatever knowledge you have acquired, all these things are present in your semantic memory. Also, there are another things in semantic memory to discuss. So let us see that semantic memory is one type of structure. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so in the semantic memory structure, the one form is network form. Okay, so let us see in the figure. Okay, so suppose it is in the network form, then it will look like this. In this, the dog is an animal eats animal, moves. Okay, so dog has 4 legs, dog has tail, dog barks, sleeping dog is a dog. Okay, so these are the entities. So it is one type of complex network. Okay, it is simple sample. What is this semantic network is giving us the information. So as you can check, the information is given in the form of network. Okay, so you will ask only this structure is available for the semantic memory. Okay, so there is another structure is also available for the semantic memory and it is called as a frame based structure. So what is happening in the frame based structure, we will see in the next slide. Okay, so this is the semantic memory structure in the frame based form. So in that, the entity is dog. Okay, so to remember that there is another structure, frame based structure. It is the type of the like letter type structure. Okay, so entity is written dog, parameters are fixed. Okay, fixed parameters are legs are 4, that is fixed. Then default diet is carnivorous and sound is bar. Then variable parameters are colors and size. Okay, both may differ. Okay, color may be red, black or white and size may be small, medium or big. Okay, so all this information is frame based structure of this respective entity, that is dog. Next, important things in the long term memory. So there are 3 important things in the long term memory. First one is information store, then loss of information, and third one is retrieval of information. So let us see one by one in the detail. So starting with the information store. What is the information store? So in the information store, how will you store the information? Whatever information is coming in your short term memory, you are passing that memory in the long term memory. But when you are exposing any respective stimuli again and again, repeating again and again, practicing it again and again, so repeated exposure of a stimuli gets that experience, gets that whatever information to the long term memory. For example, you have learned to drive the bicycle, or you have learned driving the car. That skill set is stored in your mind for a long time. You learn swimming, so that thing also you stored in your mind for lifelong. You will never forget this. Also controls and moves of walking you have learned, and it is also stored in your mind. Then second one, loss of information. So in the loss of information, as we know that we are the human and we are forgetting sometimes. So why it is happening? How it is happening? Because of interference. Now what is interference? Interference is some old information you was having, and now we have received new information, and what happened, the new information masked to old information, and due to that you forgot old information and remembered new information. For this calling as a retroactive interference. Example, in the mobile phone I have old number, but it is not in my use. So what I did, I removed that number and inserted another new number. Now what will happen, the new number masked to old number and that information get lost. Now old number is not in my use, but new number is in my use, because I will be using that number and I will provide that number to others for contacting me, and that's why I will remember that number in my mind and I will forget old number because now it is not in use. So that is the loss of information. Now the third one is retrieval of information. So what is happening in the retrieval of information? How you can retrieve? Sometimes you are recalling, sometimes you are recalling the some things when it is required or it is needed or it is necessary. Okay, so the retrieval is reproducing the information from the memory is called recall. Sometimes you have to recognize the clue is given to you and you have to recognize. For example, like guess who is this, something is coming in front of you and that is the clue for you to retrieve the information out, and that is called recognition. Some are recalling, some are recognizing for retrieval of information. So that was the retrieval of information, and all is about the human memory of the short term memory and the long term memory with the sensory memory. So all these three types is clear, that is short term memory, long term memory and the sensory memory. Thank you.